So you want to get better at Valorant, but are unsure where to start? This video will contain a rough guideline on what to learn and even a few tips to help you improve your game already. Just a quick note here. Counter-Strike, a game I'm going to be referencing a lot, and if you are unfamiliar with this game, you should definitely check it out. It's a good way to practice your aim, and hey, it's also free. Alright, let's start off with the number one thing that will instantly make you play better. Learn the weapons. The weapons will not be changing for the most part unless they get patches. The abilities will not be saving you because most of the ones that do deal damage have a charge up time, but your weapon, however, if you have it out, will always be capable of saving you. Alright, this is a good lead into my next topic, crosshair placement. Where are the enemies coming from? I'm sure we've all seen those crazy flick shot videos. A good player, however, doesn't need to do that. Not because he can't, but because he should know where his enemies are coming from. Alright, so the next thing we're going to be talking about is going to be rotations and how to set up defensively. That's something that needs to be explained, I guess, since people don't seem to understand this. I've got all three of the maps, since there are only 3 maps. Each map seems to have a gimmick, like teleporters, 3 sites, and like zip lines for some reason. I'm going to go into these really quick on, on how to set up. Let's start over here. I forget which map. This is the three site map. Okay, so generally, like I said, we've got 5 players. We're going to be starting. Got 2 players. We're going to be starting with probably about 2 people on A. So probably somebody like watching this, somebody watching this, roughly. Maybe a guy in heaven. Doesn't really matter. Could possibly have a guy there. The next thing you need to have, usually, there needs to be somebody watching B for sure. Somebody needs to be watching this, and 1 person watching C. That is just generally default for this map. This map's pretty much designed for it, because each person is going to be watching an entrance into, like, their territory, you see? So that's what's going on, and that's the purpose for setting up like this. All of the maps, in theory, are going to be set up like that, right? So if we move over to Bind, which is the other map. This is the one with the teleporters. Personally, one of my most hated maps. Just me on that one. CT side, generally, once again, this one's kind of weird. This is generally a really weird map because there's the rotations on this map are kind of fucked up because of this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just send 3 guys A, and I would just do a 3-2. Honestly, that's what I would do. And I would have somebody, like, watching this. This guy needs to be watching hookah. And you have 3 guys. You have a guy sitting in heaven, and somebody watching that, and another guy watching that. So like I said, really simple stuff here. On to the next map. Like I said, this is just generally how everything works for setting up. It's relatively easy. So this one's alright. This one's relatively easy to also set up. You only really need 1 guy watching B on this site. I would recommend sending an Omen or a... Yeah, honestly, I'd recommend an Omen or somebody who can watch the site really well by himself. You can smoke that off, all that good stuff. He will be watching that. Sometimes you need to 2-stack B, but not usually. Most of the time you need to have 2 people here in mid, which is really weird to think about that. It's just the way the map plays out usually in my experience. Both of these guys will be watching the same angle, but there are 2 entrances here, and that's why I would recommend doing that. And then, of course, you're going to need to have 2 people on A, all that good stuff. Generally, default setup for Counter-Strike is 2-1-2, 2 people B, 1 person mid, 2 people A, all that good stuff. These maps tend to favor more so putting 1 person on a solo site. I'm not sure why they decided to do that, but that seems to be the way it is. The other thing to remember also is if you're playing a spot, that is your spot. You don't need to be rotating off of that spot. That doesn't need to be happening. You were responsible for that spot. Just because you don't feel like playing that spot that round doesn't mean that, like, you could just not play your spot, you know what I mean? It's kind of silly the amount of times you have to go, oh hey, there's nobody on B because you so-and-so, Billy here, decided he just didn't want to play B that round. You gotta let us know. Alright, I got a pro tip here for you guys. Go ahead and please make sure that you check your corners whenever you're rotating. That is just something that needs to be done. It seems to be a problem in low elo and Counter-Strike as well. People just not clearing corners correctly. In Valorant, people love to just hide in corners for no reason, even corners that they shouldn't be hiding in, you know? So I was going to say, always remember, clear those corners. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to say, I'm going to take you guys back here to this map really quick one more time. What we're going to do is what we're going to go over is using audio cues. This game is very audio intensive. Counter-Strike is very audio intensive. The amount of things that you can figure out in this game and Counter-Strike as well with audio cues is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Like, that really sets the precedent for, like, being a good player and being a bad player, you know? So, for instance, if you hear a guy, if you're fighting here, this is you, you got a bad guy over here, and he's somewhere over here, he's fucking around. But you hear the enemy team rotating behind you, you need to pick your fight. Always, good tip, deal with the immediate threat, okay? So you have like two courses of action, but you have to make that split decision immediately. Do I need to push and kill that guy, and then turn around and fight the other guy? Or do I need to block off, or like whatever, like smoke maybe, I don't know. But basically get away from this guy and kill the guy who's pushing behind me, and then maybe turn around and worry about this, or rotate out and do whatever I'm doing, right? Remember that. Deal with the immediate threat. That takes you back to, once again, audio cues. So if you hear somebody behind you, your headset usually, unless you're listening on like AirPods or something, your headset doesn't lie. You know, it's generally a very, very good tool to listen to.
One enemy remaining.
Alright, I'm going to be wrapping these up pretty quickly with these last ones. Remember to check your minimap, always. Please be aware of what's going on. Once again, this is going to sync in really well with audio cues, minimap, and the last thing is bomb. Learn how to play with the bomb, okay? If we happen to spot the bomb, if the bomb carrier is down, or if the bomb is dropped here, and you're over here playing on this site, you need to find a way to get over there, right? That's just something that needs to happen. You're basically screwed on this. That's why I don't like this map, because there's no quick rotation through here. I mean, there is, but not really. It's a one-way. So you'd probably have to go do this, and then have to worry about fighting somebody. It's not gonna go super high. If the bomb is down, you need to be rotating to it, right? So if we have the bomb down, and like we still have 3 guys up on this site, you may hear somebody over here, right? There may be somebody there. And in certain instances, yes, you may need to fight them. But like 9 times out of 10, you can just go, oh, there's a guy over here? Okay, he's probably coming through the teleporter. I'm gonna go this way, all the way around, and I'm just gonna hide back here and just not mess with him. I don't have to fight him. I have his objective. I have completed the objective, right? So, learn bomb play. Please understand how the bomb works, how to play when you have the bomb, how to play when you don't know where the bomb's at, all that good stuff. One of the things also that is just always just mind-boggling, if they don't have time to plant the bomb, you don't need to peek that. That seems to happen a lot. It's like, oh, they're running out of time. Let me just try and kill them before the timer runs out. No, like, if you're on the defender's side and then, like, they don't have time to plant the bomb, it takes, like, 4 seconds to do it. If they don't have time to pick it up, grab it, and make it to the site in time, like I said, if it's down, right? So if it's down over here, and they don't have time to pick it up and make it all the way over here and plant it, you don't need to be fighting them. There is no reason for that. You've already run the round. You've already done it. You don't need to waste any more armor. You're good. You've done your job and you've won the round. So keep that in mind. Alright, anyway, that was all of my basics for getting good at Valorant. Easy game. Don't know why people seem to be having an issue with it. If you guys enjoyed the content or want some more, you guys want those weapon tutorials, please feel free to leave me a comment, tell me I sound funny. all that good stuff. Subscribe. You guys really help me get through all this stuff. And anyway, I will see y'all in the next video.
Sage, the life that you give, do you ever wonder where it's taken from?
Yeah, he doesn't like that she revives people. That's like that's just the equivalent with like a bunch of deep, groggy, edgy voice lines of,
No, you.